the level 1 thanks to Tree Grab and
No more
Earth
games.
Spirit. He's tankier for sure. He has way more armor. But Tiny's got more regen kind of offset. I think it's going to be okay. I think that Tiny will be fine. The only thing he has to worry about is that potential kickback, like you said. But Dark Mago's got some of the most professional Tiny games in the scene, so I feel like he's going to be pretty comfortable on it.
This is some Falcons tech right here. They're smoked out. 3 of them have brown boots. And I have to imagine they're going to drop them soon for the couriers that are here. Crit's courier is not here, so I don't know if he's going to borrow one of these couriers to pass his boots off to, or if he's actually just starting boots in his lane.
Oh boy.
I think for the lane, it's actually fine. But yeah, they're going to send their boots back and sell them, get a little bit of move speed out onto the map as they get their wards placed, both sides of the mid lane.
He's running to the secret shop. All right, so he wanted to place his a little further than his teammates, so he runs all the way, places a ward, gets out, and yeah, Waska just not making time to scout this. Their smokes are still up, so they might think no one was here. Unfortunately, Sacred's the one that drops the Observer while smoked. So I don't think it saw him. Because I think Dark Mago actually passed it off to Sacred.
30 seconds to
So if they saw him, they'd be like, oh, he placed a ward there. He didn't. He gave it to Sacred, but then Sacred placed the ward there. So I don't know. I didn't quite catch if that Observer saw that happen or not. I think it didn't. I've always wanted to see that happen. I want to see a pro team pass an Observer to an Invis hero or a smoked hero. And it's like, oh, we totally warded here, but you're actually just giving it to someone else.
They're channeling Concoction bottom. We're gonna just secure that rune here with the Concoction. He should know about a ward though. He threw the Concoction up the high ground, so potentially giving away some of their info, it looked like.
Maybe it'll be a D ward later. Sometimes it's worth it though. You give away the vision, but you know no one really wants to go over there, right? It's gonna make you so late to the lane. And if you're wrong, like, oh, it was on the cliff rather than the low ground, you waste a sentry, which there's a limited amount for the fighting of the pole camps. So yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's gonna go for it right now.
I feel like this Batrider should own this lane. Like Matthew's Batrider should do very well against the Pugna, as well as the Alchemist. He really wants that courier. He will not find it. Good, little bit of microing through the trees there from snaking.
You gotta be careful. If you get speared back, you're not making it out. But Alk, if he stays in good position, snaking, very fast on that Pugna. It would just be very annoying. Just poke away at Sacred.
Ooh. Shards. Nice jump back with the blood grenade. Gonna try and bring down Yadomis. He's gonna get low, and Amar will get the first blood. The calling out from Crit. The gush from the level 2 will push them back. Tried to force it maybe just a little bit too hard, and that's gonna be double bracer and a salve coming out for Amar immediately. So this guy is gonna be very tanky.
I hadn't thought about this, but you do have very long range on Deadshot. Be extra careful on Morphling as you drop to low strength.
That's true, that's true. Jeez, this hero has so much HP. 11, almost 1200 HP 2 minutes into the game. Yeah, that's cool. So far, this bottom lane going a little bit better for Falcons than I expected. Batrider not getting a lot of opportunities here to kind of pressure this Pugna or the Alchemist. Mid lane pretty even as well. It's really just that one kill on the top lane that's so far going the way of Falcons, but everything else kind of dead even. This lane will get easier for the Morphling as time goes on. All right, like he will eventually just get to a Vlad's. I'm assuming he's gonna go Vlad's. You never know for sure. Great dead shot from Crit to secure the Lotus there for the Tidehunter.
I'm not sure, because with that kill and the 2 bracers, he's going phase boots. Tide is going to be able to just walk in front and body the Morphling and the Tusk. That should free up Crit to rotate around if he wants. Maybe do stacks for Alchemist or the Tide. I think Morphling will still find farm because he's a hero that can jungle fairly early, but I think this will be a very farm Tidehunter.
Yeah, he is going to be farmed on Tide. I agree. It's more of, I just don't know if he'll eventually be able to shove the Morphling out of the lane once he has enough XP and has his Morbid Mask. It's
On
really
his
gonna be
own?
on Crit at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, on his own, no, but Crit is going to spend time helping Earth Spirit, who then could come top and help you finish the, finish the job in terms of kicking out the Morphling.
Just another bounty.
Good old crash landing. How I missed you.
I don't know, that didn't instantly kill Earth Spirit. I'm not sure that's the crash landing I know and love.
That's true. Yeah, that was definitely a time to be alive in Dota. Or dead if you were playing against the
player should not be allowed to show on the map ever.
You're just chilling, and then a neutral creep just gets thrown at you from the fog, and you take 1,000 damage.
Foolish of you to show your face without 3,000 health. I'm wondering when we're gonna start just stacking a bunch. Looks like in the bottom lane, Snaking is getting to it in the tower. The creep camps behind the tower. Got that Alchemist. That'll be really good. Oh, he's got really good spawns. He's got like the mud golems. Getting some of the best spawns.
Pretty quiet lane stage here from both these teams. Everyone's just kind of farming it up, hanging out. Yudomi's going to drop the sentry. They'll get the immediate deny. Crit goes for the, or not, gets the immediate kill on the observer ward. Matthew actually finds one bottom as well. So a little bit of vision being removed here from Falcons as we switch to nighttime.
And Matthew's trying to block those camps. Very late small camp and medium camp blocked, but it's worth it versus an Alchemist. You kind of know this is what he wants. Skeeter just wants to start jungling. Snaking's going to move around a little bit more. You're going to limit that, which is going to force Alec back into the lane where maybe you can punish him. Invis rune on Tiny too. Doesn't have his phase boots though, so walking down would take quite a while.
Matthew getting his first courier kill. Still holds the records for most couriers killed in a single game of Dota, if I'm not mistaken.
That game was insane.
You got what, like 30 couriers or something?
There was so many. Oh, there's a lot of D wards actually. Another one just killed off. These teams studied each other up.
Blood Grenade connects. Ooh, the fear actually gives him a little bit of extra move speed to survive. So top lane though, rotation in onto the Tidehunter. A tanky boy indeed, but with 3 heroes. And we'll finally bring him down. Pike gets the kill. Great rotation there from Dark Mago.
Crit's gonna instantly TP over, make sure off that kill they don't steal his Wisdom rune. Waska's here. He even blocks the camp too.
He snowballs it. Oh, Crit barely gets it.
Enough.
Now, Crit will know about a ward. 100% here. He's going to turn around, maybe try and bring down Yudomi, but Tusk is pretty dang tanky and with boots. And it looks like he's going to be just fine. Well, Tidehunter's coming in, but bottom lane.
Watermelon.
Magnetized out here from Malrine. Just going to be able to burn down the Batrider here slowly but surely. All right, both mid laners getting active. Now, if you can kill Skitter before like Pugna gets level 6, because at level 6 on Pugna, like this guy's never gonna die. But We'll see. Sacred's closing in on the arena. You could try and make the play.
Dire's middle tower is under
For now, though, power rune in the mid
No.
lane.
I think arena will not be
Nice use
soon
of the roll.
enough. Arcane rune, that's a pretty good one. Maybe use that with a nice magnetize.
That first cooldown on magnetize is pretty big too. So if you manage to get something out of it, very value.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Domi is stealing these hard creeps.
He
He's
just
got all
gets
the
three
most
of them.
valuable ones. Yeah, it is going to
I
cost him his
mean,
life.
He's dead unless he can get a little bit of help here with the avalanche timing, but I think Amar can run him down. He's going to pop
It
a
won't
salve
cost
as well.
him
The
his
tree
life.
toss slow. Boulder kick connects though, and they get him. All right.
All right, we got one stack of Kraken Swell.
Oh,
Is this
huge.
one retroactive? I can't remember.
Yes, it is, to my knowledge.
Okay. So it will upgrade as he goes.
Oh, you mean like that? Like, does each level?
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
get
yeah,
more
that's what I
damage?
meant.
Yeah.
Retroactive maybe is not the right word. You have to forgive me. I'm only a native English speaker.
That's a great line.
Dude, the people who know English the best are all the secondary plus language speakers. They're the ones who learn the English rules. All
Like
of us
proper
native
English.
speakers are just like, I don't know, this sounds right.
It's true, actually. Big rotations bottom from everybody. Sacred does have the arena. Skitter's gonna be able to get the ult off. Spear will pin down this Alchemist, but he gets the stun off just in time. Dark Mago actually making the rotation in. The Avalanche, the toss, plus the rotation in from
Here
Pike.
too.
They just don't have the damage, and Sacred, he's just dead all by himself.
Tower is under attack.
Hey, bring... I mean, that was a 4v5, and Falcons still come out ahead.
I mean, these are just very tanky heroes, and you don't have really consistent damage. You're mostly burst damage in this early game until Morphling really comes online. Bat Rider can do a lot of damage, but you got to stack up a lot of Napalm and Firefly on them. So when you're dealing with this Alchemist who's got the ult going, this Earth Spirit, even the Tidehunter is going to have these Dispels. This is the early game portion that I was worried about for Waska, where until you just jump someone and burst kill them, it's pretty hard to take these fights.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Morphling is picking up some stacks in the triangle, but they're definitely starting to fall further behind in terms of the net worth. That fight definitely not helping him out, but Dark Mago just needs to get to that Blink Dagger. Maybe he'll be able to find some of these supports.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Great start
So
for
much
Skitter, though.
attention on blocking camps. This is far more than we typically see because with the sentries are limited, right? So you have to choose between blocking camps and having them for D wards, which as the map got bigger, it became less worth it to block camps because like, oh no, you blocked my camps here? Well, I'll just go farm these camps over there. It didn't feel worth it. But in Alchemist, it kind of is worth it. At least to Waska, it is. They've put so much attention to blocking different camps here and there to slow down this Alchemist. Kind of working. He's not as farmed as he could be, but still sort of is. So I'm not sure if it's been paying off, but that might be more a symptom of how the lanes went than
Yeah.
this camp blocking not working.
Amplify damage on the Tiny.
Is under attack.
Looking for someone to show in this bottom lane here. He's not going to get lucky, though. Malrine still mid. He's got the Muerta behind him. Pugna retreats into the jungle here. Now, there is going to be an illusion rune spawning top, which Snowball's going to come through. Avalanche in. Tag team. Toss. Is it enough? No, absolutely not. Blade Mail comes through. A huge amount of healing coming in from Snake King as well. And Dark Mago trying to find something. Crit. Falling low. 18 wand charges,
Knocks him
though.
back up.
Toss on over. It's still not enough. No one on the side of Falcons really in danger. They've got the Tidehunter in front of them. That's going to push them away. Toss back. Tide. Do they have
Might
the
be able to
shards?
force
They
Ravage.
don't.
I don't think you could kill him though.
Yeah. I think that's what they were looking for. I think you're right.
Old crash landing would have killed not only crit, but ATF as well.
Yep.
A shadow of his former self.
It's just good positioning from the Falcons heroes there.
Yeah. As soon as Snake King started to heal Earth Spirit, they're like, yeah, this is not happening. We are not going to be able to kill him, especially into the Blade Mail. You have to do so much damage to yourself while that's active and through the Pugna heal. Radiance is done for the Alchemist. Gonna start getting faster and faster.
Dire are scanning.
Crit's just tanking up, man. Going straight for the Atos, give himself as much of this bonus HP as possible. Has the Seeds of Serenity as well. He knows that as long as he doesn't get one-shotted by a Tiny with, you know, who picks up his Blink Dagger, he can still contribute a lot this game. Pugna got Casual Raindrop. Curious what he's going to end up going for. Skitter finding out his camp next to his tier 2 is currently blocked. The 14-minute power rune's going to spawn, and it is top lane. Malrine gets a regen. Now they're trying to hide the blink on Tiny here. Toss back into the Tusk. Walrus Punch. Avalanche. Malrine with a roll in. Drops the Magnetize, though. Gets it onto both, as now you've gone a little bit too far. The magic damage is way too much for you to deal with. A great response. Again, trying to force what looks like a Ravage. It's just not happening.
Yeah, I don't know if you should be even trying. I guess maybe they didn't know Earth Spirit was there, right? They don't have a ward in the mid lane. So maybe they thought it was just the Tide. They could just, you know, kind of tease him a little bit, but instead it's like you just let Tide blink into you when you toss him back like that. You can find another kill on the Tusk as well, who is trying to defend his tower. You don't have the best wave clear on your supports. And this is where it's tough, as ATF just walks at your objectives with his team behind him. Like, you can't just nuke the creep wave and get out.
Dire
Kind of have to fight, and that means you're going into Ravage, which hasn't been used yet, but it's the threat of the Ravage that lets you just walk up to all the towers.
Radiant are scanning.
You're not going to have kill threat onto this Tide Hunter for a long time. I think that's one of the other main issues. Like, this Tide Hunter is going to just be kind of chilling wherever he wants. And just kind of being in aggressive positions, taking farm away from the side of Waska, slowly but surely, as Skitter farms up on the Alchemist. Blink Dagger into BKB is going to be his choice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Quick Blinko. Is going to secure a haste for Malrine.
Mage Slayer Tide. That's cool. This is good classic. We used to see this actually quite often on this hero. Just helps tank him up, but also Anchor Smash applying the debuff. Ooh, quick blink response there. Good attempt from Crit, though. Throwing the ward out on the high ground as soon as that blink, smoke pops.
Is under attack.
Mago doing his best. He does have the best wave clear when he throws out the combo,
Radiant
but he has to be so careful. Right now, he's been able to blink away every time, but get caught once. No escape after that.
They've got the ability to just position so aggressively thanks to the Tide Hunter. Top lane Skitter is here. See if they have the damage. Batrider's going to close the gap to go for the lasso. He has no ultimate available, and just like that, we finally managed to take down this Alchemist, and the kill going in the way of Pike. On this Morphling, now the response from Falcons. They are bringing numbers. Sacred cleaning up a creep camp, blinks away. Now just looking for this Morphling, as he's kind of sticking around for a while, but Dark Mago as well as Sacred, they've got counter initiations. There's going to be the arena. The spear is going to pin down Malrine and the Tide. They're stuck inside the arena, but Tiny can't get into the fight. Separated off by Crit, and now tag teamed by Amar and Malrine. Dark Mago, he's going to go down, as well as the Tusk. They know how tanky they are. They are not afraid of these heroes.
I really thought we would see a Ravage in this case, but apparently not needing it. Still got Dead in the Water to use instead. I was gonna say, like, besides the Earth Spirit, you don't have the greatest like individual catch, but we do see it come into play here. Just grabbing that Tiny. You got a lot of burst damage, but if your heroes are split up, yeah, you just can't kill any of these tanky heroes. The Alk, you only got that one because he had no ult, and you had multiple heroes all there to do the burst. The Morphling and Tiny in particular.
Matthew trying to just cut bottom wave, but Skitter will make a rotation over, collect himself a quick kill. Yeah, the Dead in the Water shard for Tidehunter, not something we see rushed all that often, but it is very good against some of these heroes. So
And
I like
that's
the
one of the
pickup.
best sound effects.
It does. Yeah, whoever worked on the sound effects for Dead in the Water cooked so hard.
Actually drug an anchor around. Dragged an anchor around to get that sound effect, I'm sure.
Like, guys, how do we make this sound effect? They're like, it's time to go rent a boat, my friends.
Attack.
Turn the boat, no anchor. Like, what happened?
Top
Tiny
lane,
in the
great
top
find from
lane.
Malrine here once again. Dark Mago actually off the mark with the avalanche, but with the extra
Dead in
heroes.
the water.
An easy kill goes to Amar, and more Kraken Swell stacks. He has 9.
Yeah, damage block per kill. So that one's maxed out. It's not. Yeah. Just
Okay,
confirm.
so yeah, it looks like it's not retroactive from what it seems
you
like.
get whatever it was at the time.
what it was at the time. Yeah.
I wasn't sure. It's been a while since we've seen Tide. I forgot how it worked. It's gonna be so hard nowadays with innates and facets. Like, as heroes move in and out of the meta, just to remember all these different interactions.
Oh, absolutely.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
Shield rune on Malrine. Good luck ever killing this guy. Dark Mago looks for an opening. Ooh, it's a long jump. They're gonna have to go ahead and just back away.
Dire's top tower
If you
is
get
under attack.
the avalanche and the toss back towards Sacred, you might be able to just get a quick pick onto the Pugna,
Radiant
but
structures are
just slightly out of range. Don't want to overextend.
Yeah. Snaking's playing as a save support on this Pugna. It's how you play him as a, like, in the pro scene. He's not, you can blast towers, right? But you're not like trying to be damage. You're just like in the back saving people. So you got to find him first. It's one of the only heroes you can kill off first easily. But if you position well, and he now has the Glimmer Cape 2 just to be like extra sneaky, it's not easy.
Oh, Dark Mago, they're chasing. There it is, the blink Dead in the Water from Tidehunter. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but Tiny, not famously known for his attack speed. One of the reasons we see Amar pick this up so early.
Radiant are scanning.
Some would say he's actually the worst in terms of attack speed.
Yeah,
Dire's bottom tower
pretty bad.
is under attack.
It's pretty bad.
Can Falcons make it here to steal this Tormentor? Doesn't look like it. Don't want to give him any chance to, so Waska can secure it right away. For the Tusk, it's a pretty nice one to have.
Absolutely.
Much better than Bat Riders. You know, lucky on that sense.
Do you think Amar is ever going to die from here on out?
No. I don't think so.
I was like, I just keep looking at his Kraken Swell stacks going up, and I'm like, this dude's going to have like 100 damage block.
If the game goes long enough to get a Silver Edge on Morphling, maybe. But currently looking at his quick buy, Morphling's gonna go for Conda into BKB, which means Silver Edge isn't coming out for 10 plus minutes. I'm pretty sure Falcons at this rate, they're looking to break the high ground before then.
All right, Aegis into the hands of Skitter's Alchemist. So he does have his BKB completed. I think going towards Sanj and Yasha is what I saw. It might have been a Manta, but one of those two. I saw Yasha. And Mars with his own BKB in some trouble. Has to try and sidestep the silence. Can't do it. Malrine already has a Shiva's guard. Okay.
It's going to do a lot to amplify his team's damage, but also just help you scout out heroes. Like this Bat Rider running through trees. Morphling's going to be trying to like attribute shift and stuff. Always be able to get him. Fast smoke up after that pick off top. Going to immediately look bottom, which is where Waska is trying to just farm it out.
Oh, Glimmer Cape. He still gets the stun. The self-stun, good enough. Taking down Matthew here. Another kill going their way. This one for crit.
Radiant's courier has
Zudomi manages to find a courier, but now we're going to see Pyke get some trouble. Great block here from Skitter. They get the silence follow-up. What a blink.
Dire's
Stops the rolling boulder out of the Morphling. Very good stuff.
How much time is on Aegis? 3.5 minutes. So this should be the top tier 2, maybe the mid at the same. Oh yeah, the mid's way lower than I even realized. So you're gonna get both tier 2 towers down here. Morphling will respawn. I kind of think you just go straight in.
The fact that he got Dragon Scale on Tidehunter is hilarious because he can actually just stand in front of buildings and they die. I would love for this to be the case, to not Ravage the entire game. Like, make a point to never use the Ravage on this hero and just walk around just bonking stuff as the Tidehunter.
He's probably thinking about it.
It's like, I've gone this far, guys. He picks up the pipe, already had quite a bit of magic resistance thanks to the Mage Slayer. Also reducing a ton of spell damage coming out if he manages to get on top of you. Stack the pipe on top of it. The build this game from Falcons is great, but they're looking for Skitter. The Avalanche, the toss back. They will burst down his first life. Now Crit with a nice calling. Gonna try and slow this one up. Spear will pin down the Alk. Actually takes a huge burst of damage right out of the gate, but pops the BKB, the jump in. Will he find his target? Dark Mago would be a nice one. You told me the nice blink out, but into the hands of Malrine. Backside of the fight, they take down the Pugna. It's a 1-for-1 trade. 2 supports dead. They get onto the Tidehunter. Amar will finally be forced to Ravage, but the cost is going to be the Arena BKB. The turnaround, and Pyke comes in with his own amount of damage, but a huge Magnetize coming in from this Earth Spirit. The silence as well, doing so much work. And now Pyke, he can't get out of here. The Atos connects. He's surrounded. Another kill for Skitter. And Falcons just looking unstoppable right now.
Started off well, right? You get the Aegis when Falcons is not all together, but in that respawn time, Falcons managed to all teleport in, run in, and you get snaking, but I feel like they had used so much of their damage on those initial kills. Yeah, once they're all clumped up together, it's like, well, actually, can we kill them? Everyone just has to scatter in all directions, but you can't outroll the original Earth Spirit. I'll always follow you.
I think the Morphling's Stone Remnants were proccing the enemy Earth Spirit's Magnetize.
Radiant are scared.
I was not paying enough attention, but that sounds spaghetti enough to be real.
I was trying to watch it, and I was like, maybe that's not what's happening here, but it certainly looked like it, so I am curious if we get to see that again. But he might have just been re-procking Magnetize on himself and his team as he was dropping like stones to try and do some stuff. I'm going to test it after the game. I'm not 100%, but it certainly looked like it. All right, Pugna deleted. This is when the games get a little bit rough for the supports, right? You have this Morphling and Tiny with Condas. It's so much burst damage if you find your target. Domi gets himself a courier as well. You know, it actually has to be pretty careful on Crit here. If Judomi finds them, they're not too far away. Okay, they'll back away.
Pyke's got the damage to kill most heroes. Earth Spirit and Tide are just a little bit harder. But if you get the right fight, Falcons not together. That's where the team really shines, when they're all together, Snaking's healing.
Yeah.
But if you can slowly find these pickoffs, right? That's your way to claw yourself back into this game. Go for 28-minute Wisdom Rune.
Crit with the calling. Snowball going to come through, but a great roll in from the Earth Spirit. Amar will take one rune. Malmarine grabs the other, and it will leave Pike here to die. And I mean, that's just such a good TP response in immediately from Falcons, knowing that they've got the better numbers.
A fast Pierce the Veil by Crit to make sure he wasn't just instantly killed, so he can help keep the enemy heroes here long enough for his team to rotate in. And they actually also get the enemy Wisdom Rune, so it's not like they didn't give anything up for that. Still winning across the board for Falcons. I see an amplified damage rune too. Gonna keep on winning.
God, that's so much spell damage now. With the Kaya Sange completed, plus the Shiva is now amplified damage.
Maybe the high ground. I mean, you could be like speared back into the lasso pullback, but I feel like this is a lineup that actually will just follow you to your tier 4s, and they won't worry too much, though it is where the supports could be killed before they get more done, right? Like Snaking and Crit. And maybe that's what you got to do. Pull them in, kill the back line, continue the fight from there. Oh, Crit. So he actually went Gleipnir. We don't always see this anymore on the Morta supports. It's going Hurricane Pike next. So
Sorry, go ahead.
You sneaky.
Totally out.
They spotted him.
Super chill.
I don't think they have a way to stop him.
Yeah, not in time.
Crit actually is going to just scale up on this Morta. He's like, you know what? Morphling is the main problem. So if this game goes on long enough, I will just be carry Morta, and I will pow, shoot him with Pierce the Veil, and we'll win the fight.
Man, I wonder, like, if Amar's even having fun this game, you know? He kind of just exists on the map and no one wants to go anywhere near him. He's kind of just playing his own game because, like, no one can deal with him at this point. He's up to, what, 96 damage block on Kraken Shell total. Like, that's pretty good.
I think he'll be enjoying it.
There's something that's like kind of fun about walking around the Dota map, being immortal, knowing that no one can kill you. Come to the Twin Gate here, potentially. We'll see. That's... Okay. Both teams kind of know something's up. They actually scan the other Twin Gate. They're like, wait a minute. There might be someone down here. They're correct. So they are not going to go through that gate and instead just leave their ward there and look elsewhere.
If you want to fight Roshan, though, you got to run over here soon. It's so dangerous to go through the Twin Gate versus these heroes. So you have to approach through a smoke and...
Radiant's middle tower.
Choose your best angle. I don't know. The teams are going to know. It's like, oh, they won't take the direct approach. They're going to wrap around. It's like, oh, they know we're going to wrap around. We're going to go take the direct approach. It's kind of up to you how you're going to get in there, but it's much better than trying to Twin Gate through. Looks like they're just going to give up the next Roche, though, and just try to force them back by taking other objectives. I think you just sack the tier 2s, though, and take Roche once it comes up.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They are slowly just pulling away here on the side of Falcons. Haste Rune picked up here on Dark Mago. He may need to pop that immediately. And he does. See ya. He's out. Doesn't have to pop his BKB. Going for the Yule Scepter next, which is a little bit of an interesting one. I mean, it's not bad to be able to get, if he gets to Wind Waker. It could be a pretty good Wind Waker game.
See, Roche is up. Everyone's returning.
Radiant's top tower is under
All right,
attack.
if you can survive through this Roshan, I do think Waska is reaching the point where Morphling is now the scariest hero in the game. Until Crit then eventually outscales the Morphling, but that's going to take a long time. So this is now maybe the do or die moment for Waska.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's structures.
So, what can you do for now on the side of Waska, right? Like they're on the top side of the map here, trying to just cut waves on these two supports. Is there any specific items that you can get that's gonna like open up this game for you, or is it just hope that maybe Falcons overextend on the high ground?
Tusk Ags would be huge. It is
Okay.
still quite far though, over 2,000 gold. That's kind of the main one I'm thinking. All the other items I think are just the typical scaling items you want. Morphling wants more damage, get that Silver Edge that we were talking about earlier, which he is in the middle of working on. You just need Mars to initiate, and it looks like either Wind Waker or Hex, something like that. I think it's really about the kickback and the Silver Edge.
Okay.
Illusion.
Man, Revenant's Brooch tied. If that happens, I'd be curious to see if there's ever been a Revenant's Brooch tied in this game. But would be kind of hype.
I mean,
They
your
are
current
just all
plan,
physical armor, right?
yeah, your current plan is to ignore the tide. He's like, oh, you want to ignore me, huh? Oh no, MKV, he's messing with us, man. There's no way.
Yeah, this is just classic.
Oh, he's
armor.
gonna be AC. I don't know. Maybe. He did a right-clicking Doom build earlier, didn't he?
Was that Amar? I don't remember which
I
game.
can't remember.
Or which team it was. I feel like I don't know if it was Falcons. It might have been Tundra. But yeah, we saw like an AC Alpha Wolf with Sanj and Yasha Doom running around. That was very funny. Snake King will get his Tormentor Shard for free as they just take that away from the side of Waska. And another series of Wisdom Runes for the side of Falcons. Man, they are... I'm surprised Falcons are still hesitating so much with going high ground, but we're gonna see. Okay, an Aghanim Scepter, the first one from Skitter, being donated to Malrine. So here's some high ground pickoff potential. You just roll in, find a hero, Stone Remnant, kick them back, take the fight on your own terms. So this is like Tusk Ags at home.
I mean, you still have 2.5 minutes on Aegis. They're hoping to find a pickoff. I think as you get to that last minute, you'll really force it if you have to. But
Yeah,
this Tiny could be exactly what they need. Dead in the water for good measure.
Yeah. I mean, why not? And like you said, if you get one pick off, it does allow you to potentially go high ground. They are going to scout the Morphling bottom, and he's going to be running into the enemy team. Malrine, not detection. Pike will
They've
just
got Abyssal.
TP, but he has the Abyssal Bash, like you said, and now Pike is dead without buyback.
Now we're at the point of the game where the death timers are long enough. See over 70 seconds with the Morphling that even though you have to kill him way back here, you now just push all the way to the enemy's half of the map, and you'll have about, I don't know, like 50 seconds, maybe a little less, to take buildings, which for an Alchemist this farmed, Pugna blasting behind him as well, should be very doable. You do have the Fortifies. I think this should be at least one lane of barracks.
Lamar just blinking in very aggressively, trying to get some vision, as Mallory's not quite here yet, but the Pugna ward up onto the high ground. Hidomi still not to his Aghanim Scepter onto the Tusk. That's going to be a tier 3 tower to go down. Still 25 seconds before the Morphling's online. But this, full lane of barracks down, looking for the mid lane. Couple more seconds on this Alchemist ult. Trapped in the shards, maybe you can make some sort of play. But the Force Staff to safety, I'm not going to risk it.
I want to see Amar build this MKB. I want to see it so bad.
There we go. Toss back, Walrus Punch into a lasso as well. So, I mean, it's everything. And Sacred, he's going to be able to actually find some heroes on the front side in this arena. Crit will be able to buy himself a moment with Pierce the Veil, but Skinner trying to run away under his BKB, and a blink ravage from Amar catches 4. Can they turn this around is the question. Malrine actually whiffed his Magnetize, I think, but doesn't really seem to matter all that much as they forced 3 buybacks out of Waska. The question is, can they chase? Pike, with his Earth Spirit roleplay, cannot close the gap enough, and they managed to just walk out of the base.
That is a very big economic win. Even though it's technically only 1 lane of racks, it is suddenly a 30k gold difference.
All right.
It was a pretty good start, right?
Earlier, but...
Toss back onto Skeeter, but this is exactly why you wait for Aegis, right? You know he's going to respawn, and they're trying to deal with the front line, but if you use all your damage on the Alchemist, you kind of have to wait the cooldowns to get the follow-up kill, so they don't actually get anyone else while the Alchemist is out of play.
Yeah, I think the rough part there was you used Lasso on the initial pullback and the Walrus Punch. So as soon as he comes back up, he just BKBs and starts walking away. You don't have any way of keeping him that far back, right? Now, if you have the Lasso, you probably kill the Alk twice there. Or if you have Walrus Punch even, maybe you kill him twice. But very costly defense there from Waska as, like you said, over 30,000 behind now. They get another Tormentor on the side of Falcons. And they're just pulling away this game.
We are now 1,600 gold from Tuskags. Can you drag this on long enough to get there? I feel like that's the only way they can win this. You gotta be able to kick people so far back that the rest of the team has no chance of getting close to help. He's not a fast farming hero though on this Tusk.
Yeah, not at all.
Did take the snowball damage talent though, which does speed up your farm. You can actually one-shot creep waves if you use both spells.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, is he's trying to just play the rat game here, slow down this.
But he's a walrus.
Siege. One thing to note, Amar did change his build, so did not go for the MKB or anything like that. He went for the Scythe of Ice, something a little bit more normal in a way, right? Does have 29 Kraken swells though, so, you know, never gonna die.
Blocking over 100 damage per auto attack. Which, fortunately, Morphling and Tiny happen to be the heroes who hit extremely hard. So 100 is not the worst compared to like a light hitting hero who hits a ton like PL.
Or Troll, Chaos Knight, stuff like that, right?
And they find...
Wait, what? I did not know that's how that worked. Very interesting there, but Malrine pops the BKB, the Magnetize will just help get a little bit of an assist to bring down that Tusk. Skitter's on the high ground. If you BKB then stone form yourself, you're just you're literally not targetable, immune, and invulnerable to all forces of damage, and you can still move. That is very interesting. I did not know that was a thing.
He's got a refresher too, so we can do it twice.
Kind of cool. Jump in from Crit, manages to find the Tiny. Nice Yule Scepter. The BKB is going to come out. Ends up just tossing in this Earth Spirit, but do they have the damage to finish his job? He's low. And here we go. He's going to Stone Form, and goodbye. You mentioned it. Just refresh to get away. Jump in from Sacred. Does manage to stop that disengage, but the healing is in and the Magnetize is out. Skinner's on the backside of the fight here, just doing so much work as the Tiny will go down here shortly. Crit with the Gleipnir just holding people in place, and that should be it. 2 dead on Waska. Tier 4 is crumbling as Falcons once again doing so much work, jumping into the fountain. They get the kills. The Havoc Hammers actually doing a ridiculous amount of work there as well. And Pike doing his best to stand his ground. Comes Matthew, lassos out. Amar finally goes down. I said he wouldn't die this game, but nothing like the enemy fountain to prove me wrong. GGs are there, and like that, you're gonna see a great game 1 performance from Falcons.
A tight under.
But We will see what happens. Here we go, everybody. It is the final game of Group Stage 1 here. Waska taking on the side of Falcons. Currently, Falcons up 1-0 in this best of 2. And some fun matchups. The mid Nature's Prophet versus the mid Mars. Not something that we would see in a lot of other series, but two teams that are absolutely capable of running this one.
Games.
They just attack this treant 6 times and it loses 40 HP. What a concept. Pugna actually does less than 5 damage in auto attack to that thing.
I like him. He's cool.
30 seconds to battle.
I just want support natures to come back.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. Support Natures is fun. I really liked the solar, or like the Spirit Vessel, like Curse of the Old Growth build. Oh man, that was so fun.
Those were the days.
All right, so that's going to be the Dawnbreaker Pugna lane.
Battle begins.
As for the runes, Malrine tipping Amar, like, yeah, nice job, buddy, on that rune. Domi gonna deny his word here shortly.
Debating it. It's like, it's painful. Do I really need to? Yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes. I feel like Snapfire prefers to have more aggressive lane partners. I don't really think Medusa fits that description. We'll see. Maybe Pugna can just whittle away that top lane, make it easier for Dawnbreaker to commit. I don't know. Maybe there's some interaction I'm not remembering. I guess we'll see as the lanes go.
It could just be preference from the players as well, right? That's the other thing that, you know, sometimes you have hero or players that are like, specifically, like, I'm like, Yadomi could just be the Snapfire specialist for the team. Like, Matthew may not have as many games on it, doesn't feel as comfortable, but it worked well for the game. So they just decided, all right, yeah, we'll put the Snapfire in 5, make sure that we have the matchup regardless.
Could be. Maybe farm priority as well. You want more gold on the Pugna. Maybe you can do more in terms of saving the Medusa later on. That combo is really strong if you get to that point and you're trying to focus down the Medusa. Can't get to the Pugna. He's just spirit. I was about to say spirit siphoning. Life draining, but reverse. I don't know. I don't know what to call that.
Crit bottom lane actually taking a lot of damage from the level 2 timing, and that will be first blood into the hands of Pyke.
Medusa aggressive carry. The combo's real. I guess you got Gorgon's grasp.
Yeah, he was not ready for the level 2. Not a toxic pause at all. Definitely a oopsie keyboard problems for sure.
Dude, you got killed by a guy using his mouse to click the hotkeys. Oh no.
So they're just going to drag top wave for now, which isn't super surprising considering Sacred's taking a lot of damage there.
How's that mid lane going? Mostly even in last hits, but it does look like Malrine's picking up a couple extra denies.
He did pick up an early bulwark point. So that helps out massively. You can also like deny CS by toggling bulwark, like when Malrine's auto attacking, right? To try and redirect some of the projectiles so he just doesn't get to CS. Which is a nice
tricky one to do.
Little trick to do. Yeah, he's actually having to sprout for CS, like just in case. But yeah, good matchup overall for both of them. They're doing quite well. That's how you said it, right? Both of them should find farm.
Strange manner of conduct.
I suppose, I Maybe Malmarine will end up with more because he is using his Trant to stack. Has several hard camp stacks already. Maybe comes online a bit sooner, along with being able to globally rotate without needing to use that teleport scroll.
Okay, he's getting some stacks made. That's nice. Now, the off lane of the Dawnbreaker struggling a little bit. The lane's in an okay spot for now. Yeah, Malorine's actually doing a fantastic job at microing this Treant just for stacking, but unfortunately doesn't get that one.
Cursed.
Yeah, it's hard to triple stack that camp. It goes back. The re-aggro time is pretty low. Yeah, he just doesn't take damage when he bulwarks. It's quite funny.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Ooh, nice prayer grab there from Crit. Doing quite a lot of damage here over to Amar. Does the Venom's Volley connect? He doesn't have any more range, and Yadomi will just die instead. Pike looking for his courier in the trees, which those had the boots on it. That would have been a fantastic kill. And now Pike's actually in a lot of trouble. Can't go for a Mystic Snake here, but
yeah, he's got a lot of consumable mana. He'll be fine, but does have to just back out of there without getting a kill in return. Nice body blocks by Crit early. Ooh, good sidestep too on the full bore. Body blocked the Snapfire into the Torrent to actually get that kill.
yeah. Overall, lane's very even from both of these teams. We kind of saw this in the last game. Gorgon's Grasp off the mark. Not an easy spell to hit. Very obvious projectile. But if you have like Cookie, not too bad. Getting force fed some mangoes there.
New hypothesis.
Okay.
Maybe after seeing the Dragon Knight response to your Dawnbreaker lane and you realize you can't get kills, you're now going to go play for stacks and rotations. And Pugna is a much faster hero naturally, so he can come over and do these double stacks for launching, whereas Snapfire takes more time to do the same thing.
And that would explain his early wind delays too. And like using the nighttime bonus movement speed is quite nice. Crit bottom lane, falling very low, barely surviving. As the Cookie's gonna buy Pike some space. Matthew trying to chase him through the trees. Nether Blast secures the kill from downtown Malrine. Trying to finish off Yadomi, gets him in the Sprout. Should be able to grab the kill here. The Decrep! No way. Very nicely played, Matthew. He's gonna lose his life for this one, but a nice forced rotation. The question is, can you stop this tower push? There is still a catapult here. Nature's Prophet can summon another Treant if he wants. And Pike's low on resources.
This looks like to be the first tier 1 tower. They're even going to fortify to keep that last creep alive to tank for the two, essentially the two catapults here. And Malrine actually is maxing Nature's Call. Not something we always see. Sometimes you max Sprout to improve your farming speed, your laning presence. Maybe with the nerfs to the Greater Treant, he's decided it's now the better build to go for. But that does mean it kills the tower very quickly. Maybe also did an adjustment just to push the tempo against a Medusa.
Yeah, that might be true. I don't think he like. I think sometimes you go the max Sprout for the lane if you think you have kill threat on your lane opponent. You definitely don't against the Mars, so that could also be an adjustment there. But yeah, overall, good moves from Falcons. They get themselves, like I said, first tower, slight gold advantage. Nice last hit there from Crit.
Do you have now? You have the Solar Guardian on Dawnbreaker. Maybe this is the timing Waska needed to wait for. Now, if you do find a play anywhere, she can come in. She actually doesn't have the mana quite yet. I guess she's got Soul Ring, actually, so if she has to, she can come in. But you need enough mana to use, like, everything.
Yeah.
You gotta be a little careful.
He's struggling on the CS and the farm, you know, a little bit, but it's not too much. Dawnbreaker, like you said, can very easily join a fight if she's able to pick up some kills. Massively pushes her net worth up here. Mars does finish up the phase boot soul ring. Now going to be focusing towards that blink dagger. But he's a blink dagger away from a blink dagger, as we like to say.
He gets to clear the stacks that were being made, though, so gonna get a little bit closer. Malrain also clearing out the stacks he made earlier. Farming ult or fighting ult?
He does not have the way out of this. He's just gonna let this one go. Right, you could always like pop stick and try and ult away, but and you have no ult to respond around the map. So good kill there from Falcons. Wow, that stack barely made it. That was nuts. Dude, Crit is so farmed. He's just been soaking in the mid lane for quite a while here, picking up CS.
It's a nice benefit of having a global hero.
That's awkward.
What was that arena on? Amar?
Yeah. A full health Amar, who had boat as well. I don't even know what happened there. Both of them just threw their ult at nothing.
Back to farming. They both, okay, like the team's pressuring them. It's like, look, can't just farm, man. You got your ult. You got to go use it. They both just want to drop. It's like, all right, my supports will stop talking to me now. Now I get the farm till my ult's back up. There's a lot of stacks this game. Everyone is stacking. This is going to be a very high net worth game, which we kind of see. Like, it's the 10-minute mark. Almost every core is over 4,000 gold. Dawnbreaker's struggling a little bit. But as time goes on, she should catch up since she gets to jungle and just ult in. Both teams having had global response means you shouldn't fall too far behind in terms of overall map movements.
All right, here's the big boy stack. I was wondering when this one was going to be taken. It's a lot of CS here and a lot of gold. Will help Matthew kind of get back into this because he's been struggling a little bit himself, but this will be a ton of net worth going his way as well.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was a big ancient stack. All right, Skitter's got a blink on the way. We should start seeing a little bit more action. It's been a pretty quiet game, 2-3. Everyone's just jungling and stacking, but it is time to pick up the pace. Let's see, Maelstrom almost done on Malrain. He's like 200 more gold. They don't care. They're like, we're smoking now. Be ready to join, Malrain. Maelstrom or not.
Do have the blink to get the stun, finding the snapfire plus the dead shot to send him in. No way to respond. Crit, however, just drop the calling to make himself a little bit of space. Mars has the arena, will drop it, pins down Snake King. Is the damage? There it is. The Dawnbreaker to join the fight, and Skitter will go down as well. That's the rotation you were talking about, right? Getting that Dawnbreaker ult when it matters most. Taking the Phoenix out of the fight immediately as well is absolutely huge.
Straight back to farming now. That was a very close fight. If the positioning's a little different and someone else is stunned instead of the Phoenix, or we see like the stun was just about to end, maybe you get the egg off, maybe you can then take that fight, because Nature's could teleport in, but instead you do kill the Phoenix, and Falcons decides, you know what, we don't really need to push further.
Oh boy. That's a fear, sends him in. Now, Dark Mago does have an illusion ring. That's a lot of damage on a Snake King. Needs to be a little bit careful here. Chasing for more X into the boat. The Mortimer kisses will help clean up the supports onto the backside, but now Amar, plenty fast thanks to the run buff, should escape. Looking for anything else, they're not going to find it. It's a lot of spells committed. You still have the egg. They really want to take down this mid-tier 1 tower. Fortification is going to buy them a little bit of space. Nature's Prophet leaves and just heads top to farm.
I forget you come in with Pierce the Veil on the Ofrenda.
Yeah, for a few seconds, yeah.
Maybe they were thinking about trying to defend, but Tower damage just a little bit too fast with the Pugna blasts.
Now, Dawnbreaker going kind of the build that we've been seeing most Dawnbreakers go, which is the Echo Saber into Aghanim Scepter. The ultimate providing so much evasion for your team, but also just a ton of extra healing. Being able to choose when you want to fall down and stun enemy heroes. Quite a good buff. Are playing on the edge here with that Blade Mail.
Pretty even game. 14 minutes in. I thought Falcons would be pulling a little bit of an earlier lead. So we'll see if this is good for Waska. You have the top net worth in the Medusa, who still needs probably another item like the Dragon Lance +1, and then you're ready to really start going at that point. But it doesn't seem like Falcons has really been able to pressure Pyke so far.
Yeah, not at all, actually. They get a deny on their own mid tower. But yeah, Pyke is going to be super farmed this game. And with the Pugna who can sit behind him, that's when things are quite scary.
No one can really build Diffusal on your team. I guess you could, but
maybe Nature's later, but
yeah,
not really.
Maybe you play for the 25 at some point, right? Not that you're like going into it thinking like, yeah, 50 minutes in, that's the timing, but
I love playing my 50-minute timing.
Just, please no. Please no.
Every 5-position ogre ever.
But the Nature's 25 is ridiculous and gives you so much global presence because you just send the Treants down, and if you don't react to it, you're just gonna say goodbye to your buildings.
They are tankier than a tier 4 tower.
I hadn't really thought of putting it that way, but really does help put into perspective those Treants.
I think maybe they are as tanky as a tier 4 tower. It's very close, but something like that.
Gleipnir and Mage Slayer both closing in. It feels... I guess if they have a different read, that's fine. It does just feel, though, like Falcons should try to slow down this Medusa.
Dude,
I'm not sure what timing they're waiting for.
This guy's just farming. Oh. Matthew. Crit actually gets the deny rune. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm like looking at this where it's at. She's farming super well. And to be fair, Snake King has also been farming. He's just been stacking his own camps and farming them with the max fire spirits. So you do have, you know, supports on the side of Falcons who are making up the majority of the gold difference here.
Both teams exploring. How much can a team possibly farm? We're really going all the way in on global heroes to make sure every part of the map is being used, stacking to make sure we're not wasting downtime. Like just about every camp is being farmed, like every minute.
God, I'm so glad we increased the map and like doubled the amount of camps.
You want to take away auras? All right, that's fine. We'll farm. All right. Jokes aside, Malrine is down here. He's got a Treant. Maybe start chipping this tier 2 tower. They lose their top tier 1, but you should be able to force them back. If you don't come here, I mean, this Treant will take your tower over time.
Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack.
See what they can connect with on this smoke. Of course, you have the Blink Arena at any time, you know, depending on who you manage to find. Right now, it might just be a Phoenix. Malrine TP's top, drops his own ward, knows he's got plenty of safe space to farm, and Snake King, yeah, gets caught from the Arena Spear. The damage more than enough. And well, our first kill in several minutes, it feels like.
The position 5 too, so I'm not sure how comfortable you feel pushing it, especially as Phoenix respawns. You know, Phoenix has egg and you won't have arena. The Falcons will be the ones looking to
Attack.
find something.
Some good wards here. Bottom lane. Here, the boat is out. Amar stuck inside of the Gorgon's grasp, trying to chase down Matthew, but here comes the Dawnbreaker. That is the Ags reveal. It's doing a lot of work, trying to keep them alive. Crit now, doing his best to get out of here. Drops the calling. Pike will just go ahead and turn it around with the Stone Gaze. Mortimer Kisses help clean up that Muerta, and now Amar on the run. Slowed up here by the Snapfire. Finished off with the Gorgon's grasp, but a nice turnaround. Wait! Does manage to get a kill on the Mars. The Sunray doing so much work, and now there's going to be the egg, but the little Shredder saved from Yadomi will be able to take down Snake King, and now Skitter in some trouble, surrounded 1v4. And I don't think he's getting out of this one. A double kill for Pike, and a 4-for-1 trade overall for the side of Waska. Finally getting some action here in this game.
I think Falcons did not expect that to look as close as it did, because Malrine was thinking about coming and then decided to finish teleporting top to try to push that in. But then, like, as soon as he finished teleporting, they started to get a lot more damage in. And I think if he came in, they maybe can win that fight. I guess it was on cooldown at this time that we're watching the replay. Otherwise, you can probably pick off some of these supports in the back.
Yeah, that Dawnbreaker Ags coming in clutch there. Plus, like, Pugna, obviously a pretty durable hero once he starts life draining. They almost turn it around here with this Snake King, like, Sunray. It was like an almost full duration Sunray, but this is the reason we see the Snapfire picked, right? He holds little Shredder, makes sure that if they want to try and drop the egg, they've got a response.
Yeah, as that Sunray egg combo comes out, like, if you have the Nature's teleport in, you can maybe take that fight. So I don't know, miscommunication or what happened there, but Waska gonna come out ahead for it. Should get their Tormentor now. Both of these pretty good.
They might be making this move over here on the side of Falcons. It's not going super quick. No, and Yadomi has to leave. They're gonna see these heroes coming through. Yo, Amar just gonna walk right in. The boat, it's gonna crash. It takes the Tormentor, goes to crit. Is inside the arena here, however, is gonna be your Dragon Knight, just stuck, stone gazed up. He's dead. Malrine will TP to safety. But will they get anything else? Matthew in some trouble. X causing some problem. Glimmer Cape buying him a lot of space. The double spear from Dark Mago, though, as crit. He's in, gonna pop the Pierce the Veil. Tries to bring down this Pugna, will get it. Now the question is, how much more can he do here? Spear will send him back into the hands of Pike, and that will be another kill for this Medusa. You got the Tormentor, but another costly fight from the side of Falcons, a 2-for-4.
Crit is doing a good amount of damage, though, the longer this goes. So pretty good steal. Got to remember that's 1,400 gold going for your team, which, so even as like Waska wins this fight, like 4-2, the gold change isn't that bad, especially because Nature's, after helping out, just immediately went back to farming. It does feel like they're playing more for the mid to late game. They're not committing as hard to these early fights as I thought they would.
I'm surprised Matthew didn't just keep channeling that life drain there, but yeah, like you said, Crit's starting to do a lot of damage here. Pike with this early Scotty is causing some serious issues, though. Like, people are not able to get away from him anymore.
And Silver Edge on Muerta. I don't think I've seen that. The Atos into Silver Edge.
So, hear me out. Finish Silver Edge. Get to Aghanim Scepter. He's not going to do it, but it would be cool.
I just get so confused by the Ag Scepter, man.
The parting shot is so sick.
It's so confusing. Like, the body gets damage reduction, but the spirit can cast spells but can't right click. I mean, I guess you just use it to take Medusa out of the fight for a while. Focus other heroes.
Just a 4-second disarm and it's done, right? Amar gonna drop that boat, do what he can. A nice amount of healing on the side for the Pugget, but Matthew's just killing him. He gets the egg to be forced, but the fight, the turnaround here from the side of Falcons is working for now. Matthew, again, trying to just heal himself up against the side of Crit, but can't do it. Now, Reen isolated onto the backside. He was going for Dark Mago, gets heavily punished, 2 for 1. And 2 cores. Skitter, that's a Scotty Medusa. You're not getting away from this guy. He needs help and fast. The Gorgon's Grasp is going to connect. Sacred with the follow-up stun. No, gets stunned for the moment. The Dragon Tail, but the spear comes out from Dark Mago. Pins him against the wall. The Sunray, it's doing a lot of healing, but it's not enough. And now Snake King forced to dive away. It's Crit once again left alone to deal with the side of Waska. And I don't know how many times I have said it, but 4 dead once again for the side of Falcons.
It was a slow start, but I can't believe it. Waska's the one coming on first. This Scotty pickup doing a lot. Like, Sunray is still helping his team survive quite a lot, so just imagine how much the Scotty's reducing it, allowing them to then finish up these kills. Right at the start of that, they do find the Kunkka, so he's got to like throw out the boat early, but because of that, it doesn't really help most of his team, just helps him. And so then as he eventually dies and you only trade for a Pugna support, Waska feels pretty good to keep that fight going. Medusa, once she's online, is not a hero who really has to wait. Sometimes you wait for the ult, but...
Yeah, this Scotty is just causing so many problems.
Gorgon Grass.
They're getting some healing out from Snake King, but again, it's just reduced. So the value of these like super high health tanky heroes is just not as much. And I believe Pyke has the Chrysalis completed there. So now on his way to either, I'm assuming what would be a Daedalus, but doesn't have to be, I guess. He really feels like, you know, Conda is an option, he could do it, but assuming just Daedalus. The gold lead has definitely pulled away for the side of Waska, and it's pretty much all the Medusa. Now, you do have a really farmed Muerta on the side of Falcons, but you've got to find a way to start addressing this Medusa problem. I don't know what that answer is. Do you have any ideas?
Let's see. Medusa's going to have Aegis and a Pugna healing her. You probably just try your best to rat. Go for level 25 on Natures. Yeah, in other words, drag this game out for 30 more minutes. I think that's the game plan. Well, at that point, Muerta will have scaled up. You'll have the 25 on Natures. The scaling's really good for Falcons.
It is, but see if they can get there. Because Waska is seemingly pretty comfortable at taking the fights.
I think they should be. They're the ones now in control. Just click it down lanes. I say that. It's a 3k gold lead, right? So you can't fully disrespect.
Still very close, yeah.
Falcons in the way you approach the fight. But I think if you are positioned around this Medusa, let her be the focus point. God, I think it's very difficult for Falcons to get past her, especially with that Scotty.
Crit finished his Silver Edge.
He's living the dream. Support players always want to be.
That's so wild to me that he just has a Silver Edge at 27 minutes on a support.
So what's he looking to break? Is it the Bulwark?
I'm guessing Bulwark or the Split Shot. One of the two. I don't know what else it would be, right?
Doesn't break Mana Shield, right? Unless that changed as it got moved to an innate ability.
Can you imagine it just breaks it and you instantly die? So you have 100 health. You're like, oops. It's actually quite tanky, sitting on 2,000 HP. I mean, he got probably one of the best neutral items he can get. Pupil's Gift is fantastic. Top lane, we're gonna see them find the Muerta. Does get the silence here on Crit, trying to chase, but a Yule's now comes in. just holding back this hero. Skitter comes in. A nice BKB timing, though, from Dark Mago. And here comes the Dawnbreaker once again. Going to help just hold these heroes in place as Skitter stunned up for the moment. And he's got to run. X into boat. Doing some work, still trying to find these heroes, and Pike now coming in on this Medusa, looking for Malrine. The Gorgon's Grasp, it connects. It's actually a double root. And goodbye, Nature's Prophet. Amar on the backside, just getting chased down here from the side of Sacred. The spear, it connects, slows him up for the moment, but I don't think he's making it too far away at this point. Another kill into the Medusa. As Waska find themselves another series of kills here. Now looking for Snaking potentially. As Snaking, I think maybe looking for his own.
ATF has queued up a Midas.
Snaking. That is probably a nice kill if they can find it, but the heal. Oh, he accidentally clicks Yadomi, but it doesn't matter. The Blink Spear follow-up. The cookie is there, and 2 are dead in the mid lane. Yadomi knew he was cooking something on this Phoenix, and he was ready to respond. This Yules honestly is doing so much work as well.
Matthew's playing really well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yep, Daedalus
He's
now
just going
on
straight
Pike.
to the top tower, forcing out the Fortify. But actually a counter Fortify to keep the creep wave alive. They know Nature's is cutting this. You're going to lose backdoor soon, but not soon enough. You're going to lose the tier 3, and you could maybe go for the range barracks if you wanted to.
Yeah,
immediately
This is the
focus-
longest like 20 seconds of your life, I feel like. Yeah, they get it.
Just in
right in
time.
time. Very nice.
They don't really have to stop. They're going to go mid lane next.
Yeah, there's a refresher on Mars.
There's actually still no Fortify, too.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Since you got the range racks, no Fortify. You can break
That's
open
true.
another lane.
And they'll be able to just slow siege pretty easily with the Pugna. Dark Mago finds an opening. Blink Spear back into the arena. It's been a great combo this game with this Dawnbreaker. Nature's Prophet. All right, trying to force something potentially, but Dark Mago actually just has to BKB this. A little bit afraid there of some follow-up from that Sunray. Well, they actually find Matthew on the X. Yules buying some space. Blink in. Dragon Tail comes out. In comes the Dawnbreaker ult once again. Immediately used to bail them out. And Crit in so much trouble. Just bursted through no matter how much health he has. They do manage to trade 1-for-1, but Malrine, does he make it up to the high ground? A great force staff, but Dark Mago's got the second arena. A nice egg out, though. Do they manage to find these heroes is the question. You need a little bit more damage. Skitter falling low. The BKB on the Mars is going to expire, and they get him with the Dragon Tail follow-up. Sacred now in trouble inside the base. A nice Starbreaker. Can he do it himself? It doesn't look like it. A great series of kills from the side of Falcons, and a really good egg this time.
Matthew bought back to try to... It looked like they wanted to win that fight and win the game to commit like that, but there's actually nowhere for him to teleport to, so by the time he can join the fight again, it's already been decided.
If they find Amar mid here, this is a disaster. He's actually... kind of see them. Yeah, he'll be fine. He's quick. All right. We go back to the replay here. A second arena comes out, but he doesn't have a second BKB since he had to use one earlier. Oh, he did actually. Never mind. Just doesn't get it out right away, so it actually causes a little bit of trouble with that immediate follow-up stun. Potentially a different fight if he gets it.
Yeah, boat this time does connect on several of the heroes on Falcons, so they all get the boat buff. We see save Skeeter's life there.
Silver Edge for the Medusa next. Okay. Do they know about Skitter being here? I don't think so. They just want to shove bottom, open up the last lane of barracks, it looks like. But there are some treants behind them cutting the wave, or at least slowing it down.
Skeeter's looking to creep cut that bottom wave.
Considering the score is 25-12, this game is still very close.
Falcons has been doing a great job just farming it up. I don't know where it switched or if this was always in their game plan, since it did feel like a slower start than we expected. But they've just, yeah, if we all farm and we get late enough, like that's where we think our timing is. So, like you said, even though they've lost quite a few objectives, the gold lead being this close, the spear connects right before it finishes.
So sick. Now, this Dawnbreaker ult, a BKB piercing stun, so Skitter, he's not making it out of this one. The slows will be there. The Yules set up the Gorgon's grasp as well, and they get themselves a big kill onto Skitter. Finally punished for these split pushing shenanigans, which, you know, Nature's Prophet helps, but yeah, what a spear. It's the courier scouting from Matthew. Dude, this is so sick. All right.
Very nice use of the courier. He did have to sacrifice his teleport and his wards for it, but well worth the cost.
That's absolutely nuts. Well done from Matthew there.
He's feeling a little greedy. Didn't BKB first before TPing out. Maybe he thought no one that could pierce who could stun him was close enough, but Mars got Octarine, so you've got a lot of spell spam when they come to your high ground again. Just keep throwing out torrents and tidal waves.
Do you think they go for it now? Can they chip away at the bottom lane? Tier 3?
They're going to start to at least try to get Falcons to come back. I'm not fully sure where Falcons is.
Pugna Medusa, pretty safe high ground siege, right? You just keep nether blasting. Oh, right. They get another fortification out of this. I still think the tower is, well, it might die. Take a look at the deny at least. Oh, no, Pike still gets it from downtown. All right. So, lanes are exposed. You can only defend for so long. Roshan's going to be up in about 40 seconds. So, this will be potentially the objective that gets Waska enough confidence to finish the high ground siege, but Falcons, they want to force a fight right now. Smoking down the mid lane, looking for an opening. Pike is here under this silver edge. He's going to pop the whole smoke, gets on top of this Phoenix. He's going to be able to make it away for now. A Yule Scepter comes out, traps Skeeter inside the arena, but that's the beginning. Snake King just dies to the split shot. He doesn't get to use his Ags or anything, or his egg or anything. And a second arena out from Dark Mago. This time, the spear actually off the mark, an accidental blink there, but Skitter cannot escape. The arena is just trapping this DK. 3 already dead on the side of Falcons, looking for more. Amar trapped between 5 heroes. Yule's out into the spear back. He's gonna be forced to BKB, drop the BKB TP, but the Stone Gaze was still available. Oh, what a disaster. Triple kill to the hands of the Medusa. And they just ping mid. They say, run it down, baby. This game is ours. BKB coming out soon.
Alrine doing his best to shove in the side lanes. You can kind of compete in the base race because of how good Trance are. But with the bottom lane already opened up, I think there's going to be megas unless you want to just go straight for the end.
Oh, Malrine on the backside. That's not, I don't know if this is going to work. Do they have detection is the question. They're looking for him. The Yules comes out. No way. At the tail end of the sentry, spears him right back in. That was like literally last pixel of that sentry vision for that Yules.
Matthew now has a gem too.
Yeah.
So that's definitely not going to work a second time. All right, here's the megas coming in a moment. Bottom lane done. Heading over to mid. Both of them already below half.
Blinking.
Okay, last fortify. You have to take this fight.
Okay. Dawnbreaker's ult. keeping the team nice and healthy as they will finish off the mid lane of barracks. You have 1 melee racks remaining top.
I forgot this is still up here, actually.
Yeah.
All right, not quite megas, but every barracks but 1 still very, very good, especially as Roshan's coming up. It's going to give you a fantastic map position. Falcon's going to have to respond to all these lanes coming in. Should let you get a free Rosh. This is the banner, not that you really need it at this point. But a second life for Medusa. I have no idea how you kill her once, let alone twice.
Wondering if you even bother giving this to the Medusa, you know? But I don't know who else you would give it to. Maybe like
Mars, so he can jump in. I'm open to that. Why not? He's probably making the same case. Like, oh, come on, Pike. You're not going to die. I'm not going to let you die. Let me have the Aegis.
And
He'll give it to Sacred.
I'm okay with this too. I was going to say the only other one would be Sacred, I think, because if he gets caught like split pushing, you know, trying to help his teammates, Matthew just walking around with this gem, looking for more heroes. He just blinks away as soon as he sees Malrine. And they are now on the hunt. Will he actually get out of here? It looks like he's safe, but they have found Amar, maybe? X into the boat. Matthew in some trouble. In comes the Dawnbreaker ult once again. They're going to chase after this hero. It goes for that tidal wave, but once again, will just be isolated. He's going to be forced to BKB, try and TP out. They don't have the damage this time, so he's going to be safe. That being said, Crit, trying to do some special plays of his own on the side, bring down Yudomi, but the damage is just not quite there. He will be left alone. And the kill going to Sacred on the Dawnbreaker.
Does have buyback.
Scythe now done. Oh my gosh. Dark Mago is so farmed. This is like the dream Mars build. You wish you could build this every game, but sometimes you're just so far behind. You just never get the opportunity to get these items.
Finish up a nullifier on Malrine. You do have to find this Pugna kill, like right off the bat, to even have a shot at killing anyone else.
Oh, Blink, Hex. Spear actually off the mark, so he just drops the refresher into a second Hex anyways. Like, whatever. Got the kill. He's going to buy back on both supports here. Skirmishes goes in, finds the Dawnbreaker, but again, this is the Aegis. You don't mind all that much. It's down. You got your Mega Creeps. Sacred will come back with his second life. Pops his BKB. Needs to be a little bit careful, but can just walk away. On the backside of the fight, they actually find Malrine. Dark Mago's got his number.
No buyback.
And they're not done. They're chasing for more. In comes the Dawnbreaker ult. No one is dying on the side of Waska. Not under Sacred's watch as the rest of the team from Falcons just falling apart on the backside. Crit just drained out of life from Matthew, and that is gonna do it. Will it be the first team wipe of the game? Maybe finally. As there it is. They take all 5 down. Waska, a very impressive performance.